Yeah, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to the Dollar Hour. I am Deontay Burton, aka Mr. Short Dollar himself. We got an awesome show planned for you guys tonight. We're gonna go over subject matter that that I encounter a lot because a lot of times people, they want to get they're new to entrepreneurship. They want to get in business. We've talked about this before. We talk about my basic business blueprint, but what I'm gonna give you guys some steps to kind of rehash it. They're in no particular order, but these are the 10 things that you need to do before you start your business. Again, I'm going to give you 10 things you need to do before you start your business, okay? Because like I said, I get all kind of calls.
Okay.
Hey, what do I do this? Do I set up this? Do I set up that and everything? I'm going to give you 10 things you need to do, no particular order, right? Mm-hmm. No particular significance of importance. But it's just 10 things that you need to do before you start your business. Okay, again, I am Deontay Burton, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. On the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, we talk about personal finance, business, entrepreneurship, and investing. We're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. The main hub is the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel, where we have over 700 videos. We have a grants playlist with over 150 grant opportunities. So, regardless what platform you're watching us on, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, make sure you make it to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure you follow so you can get hold all the great information that we've previously posted already and all the information we have coming down the pipe. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to my house producers, DJ Lab.
What's going on, bro? This is another Thursday. Best day of the week, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I also want to say what's up to my other producer, Slick 316. What's going on, Reek?
What's going on, Slick? And the building as usual.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, man, it's had a pretty good week. Still kind of recuperating from tax season and everything.
Oh, okay. Has it slowed down some?
Nah, we still, you got people in the queue that you have from for the extension, so we just kind of get on top of that, and then kind of take care of some other stuff, and then catch up with stuff with the channel. So still been, somewhat busy and everything, but everything, busy is good.
You at that 26,000?
Okay.
26,000 on the YouTube channel. What?
I appreciate it. I know.
You ain't know that?
No.
I looked at it today. 26,000.
Yeah. Okay, we had 26,000 subscribers on YouTube. So listen, man, I appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
Thank y'all. Love y'all and appreciate all the support. Damn, that's cool, man.
Yeah. 26,000. We pushing it through.
Man,
made it.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Appreciate that, Lab. Man, that's good news. That's good news, man.
Right.
Other good news, guys. Mother's Day's 3-4 days away. So make sure if your mother's here, mother not here, you don't know where the hell mama at, still enjoy celebrating and everything. So I know my mom was giving us our itinerary. My mom tuned in already.
No, not yet. Mom ain't tuned in yet.
Now me and my sister were trying to figure stuff out that morning. Totally against every damn thing we.
It was a total different list.
Okay. So
she said y'all notice like this what I want to do.
Absolutely. So we're gonna make it happen, Mama.
That's right.
With this 6 Redbone 28, don't play with y'all. Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. 26,000. That's what's up, man. A lot of hard work. But yeah, man. I really want to touch base with regard to this information. 10 things you should do before you start your business, because again. We especially in Atlanta, everybody and mama want to get into business.
Everybody.
And the problem come up a lot of times is that people want to get in business, but they have challenges talking to credible people. So everybody went down and got their LLC. And they trying to do this and trying to do that and everything,
That happened more during the pandemic, did
absolutely.
Did everybody get a LLC during the pandemic?
Oh, everybody got one. Everybody, so they can get that PPP. They get that PPP money.
Right.
But theoretically, I'm always pushing entrepreneurship. People want to, you want to try to step out there and try to do something different. See if it works. If it don't work, we can at least say you tried. But a lot of times, things get kind of crisscrossed because people try to do it, but they try to do it the way they want to do it instead of theoretically the best way to do it.
Right.
But that's regardless what you're trying to do, every business you want to do landscaping, pressure washing, Uber lifting, whatever kind of business you want to have, music, whatever. It's going to be different so far as the products and services that you're actually putting out there. But theoretically, from a structure standpoint, everything's still going to have pretty much the same kind of following.
Okay.
And what happens is people want to skip steps. We talked about before about having certain steps in business. And when people want to skip steps, you miss a lot of everything. And then when you want to go back and fix it, you may got to go, skip from step 1 to step 5.
Mm-hmm.
And because you skip 2, 3, and 4, you got to start all over again.
Okay.
And you may not have the time to start all over again. You may not have the money to start all over again. So again, the journey to get from step 1 to 10 may be a long process, but once you do it right, you can just roll from it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of keep constantly stopping and pausing and repairing and patching and everything like that. So that's why I want to go over, 10 things to do before you start your business. And again, guys, remember, it's no particular order, but for the most part, all of these need to be done.
Okay.
All of them need to be done, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And with the first one, I'm going to talk about, and I think this is probably one of the most important things with doing it, finding your why. Why the hell am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
What is the reason why I'm doing this? Is it money? Is it peace of mind? Is it hobby? Is it passion? Whatever it is. We can go over and over again. You can listen to any kind of speaker and a person telling you should do your business because of this, because of this, because of that, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong with it. But number one, you need to fundamentally understand why you're doing it, because the reason why you're doing it is going to set your pathway in regards to how you're going to move forward, going about it. If you're just doing a little side money and everything like that, you won't necessarily have the same kind of passion path if you're trying to actually leave your job or just go out there, step on face or whatever we're doing and stuff. You're just doing it in addition to.
Right.
If you're actually trying to set up something that you can roll over or whatever, you want to build generational wealth and everything, knowing that why and what inspiration, what motives you have with that's very important.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, you can get advice from me and I can just tell you, hey, this is what you need to do, but I'm giving you the advice you need to do for you to take the steps to leave your job.
Okay.
And no, hell no, I'm cool at my job.
Okay.
I just need to make a little,
X on the
drinking
side,
money.
right?
Yeah, so I can go to the club and have a good time.
Party money. I ain't trying,
So and when you're doing that, it's very important. Have you structure set up and really just that pathway with doing it. And I think that's why I say a lot of times when people get advice, they get holistic advice, and people tell you do this and do that. Well, it may not be necessarily the best way. You might just want to get the hell away from your spouse 2 or 3 days out of the week. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Right.
However you want to do it, you just need to make sure that you're going on the right path. Just understand the why. So understand that why. What is my motivation? What is the real reason I want to do this? And actually, then from that point, just sitting there thinking about, what I want to do and how the end result looks once I get it done, and then kind of just visually picturing the pathway of going about it. We ain't necessarily saying, okay, I got to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, but I'm just saying visually, like, okay, that's what I want to do, and this will be the end product about it. Because the reason why we say that is to going back to what we said before. With my why of doing this, what's feasible about it?
Right.
Can I do this with my kids and all this kind of stuff?
Is it sustainable?
Is it sustainable? Is my significant other going to be supportive? Not necessarily with words, financially, time. They picking up the slack on that end. How is that going to go? Does my work availability, allow me to do that and all that kind of stuff? So we got to kind of, once we get the why, we got to kind of figure out, something with the hows and stuff. Not the straight technical hows, but just lifestyle.
How? Okay.
Is that going to be able to, roll for now? So again, asking that first question rather, what is my why? Finding that why out. I think that's very, very, very important. And because again, my why and your why may be totally different, but I know damn well our how's going to be totally different. And that's where a lot of things, again, when we start talking to Pooch or Lab or this particular person get, if they don't ask those particular questions, the advice going to be based off of what they think would be best for you, not understanding who you are or what you got going on, if that makes sense.
Does that why also change the process for the how? Does the why, if the why, I guess it would.
Absolutely.
It's going to change the process. Yeah.
Because, how much money you got, how much constraints you got from a family, availability, kids, financially, all that stuff dictates everything.
Okay.
So now you got the dream, but then you got to look at the pathway to the dream. That's why I say you visualize. You ain't got to necessarily get all the hard steps. But when you look visually, okay, can I do that? Can I not do it?
Okay.
When you just say you interviewing for a job and you get a job, you get offered a job and you start looking at, okay, me having a job, I don't have it now once I get it. And then you start looking like, damn, man, I ain't gonna never be home. I ain't gonna be able to do this. I get to travel this, that, and that, but I'm gonna miss all the kids' games. All that kind of stuff comes to your mind.
Right.
Sometimes we start looking before,
Okay.
then we can get it. You may not be privy to some of the information before you take a job, but when we're looking at having this business and stuff, we can kind of just try to get the scope of it. And some things, even with that, you may not necessarily encounter certain things until you get into it.
Okay.
But if you can just kind of spend a little time thinking about my why and looking at that end result, how they kind of visualize to you, I think that'll make, help you out a lot. But, trying to, set out some kind of pathway.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
The next thing is you need to write a business plan. Now, let me explain something. We say business plan, guys. And again, we're talking about 10 things you need to do before you start your business. When I say write your business plan, you guys can do, you can come to some office like mine. We do business plans or whatever, to help people get funding and things like that. You don't need a traditional business plan with the, the executive summary, where you probably want to have somewhat of an executive summary, but you don't need all the performance statements and the projections and stuff. But you need some kind of blueprint or roadmap
Okay.
on how you want to do your business. And I think that will help you out a lot because, you're looking at your products and services, you're looking at that SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, threats, and oppositions, looking at just having a realistic, idea of what's out there, instead of just saying, I'm going to sell cupcakes.
I make the best cupcakes.
Yeah.
I've been told I make the best cupcakes there is. So that's what I'm about to do.
Who, how, price, and then all that kind of stuff. Do some kind of roadmap or plan with doing certain things and stuff with doing that.
Okay.
And I promise you, it'll make your life and transition trying into entrepreneurship a whole lot easier.
Okay.
Because far too often people jump into it. What's always the biggest thing? I didn't know. I didn't know.
Right.
And I talked to such and such, and they told me this, that, and that. And I'm pretty sure they did give you. A lot of times people do get good information. Again, for them. It's kind of like a person like me. Oh no, I'm gonna give a person. Let me take me out of the mix. Like I know when I went through my divorce, I had a lawyer that was almost 30 years in the game. So she done seen so much.
Right.
She done seen me. She done seen this other person, and everything. So she can give me the advice from a perspective of a person that's seen a million of me's and all of that kind of stuff, different variables and stuff like that. Whereas I can give advice on my experience. It makes sense?
I get what you're saying.
Or, like if I talk to you or somebody else, the other people that have been through it, kind of some shit from that perspective. But nowhere near from the vantage point of a person that has seen the gazillion of them. Same thing, somebody come to me during tax season. People like, man, I got that letter, they're panicking. Oh, man, I look at that's all this is. Because I done seen hundreds of those over years, you know? So those kind of things. But when you talk to a person, you got to be very careful with these business plans, business ideas. When you're talking to a person that's been in business, a lot of times they can give you advice, but keep in mind they're giving advice for their situation. You kind of want to make sure that when you're getting advice, remember I said, guys, credible. Not credible for they ain't been in business. Credible, they're able to give you certain advice of your position, your situation. That's very, 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 very important, guys. I really want you guys to understand that. You got to make sure you're dealing with people that can give you the right advice, or somebody can steer you to the person that can give you the right information.
Right,
Okay?
okay.
So write that business plan is very, very, very important. You need that structured blueprint, roadmap to help you keep in bounds, so you can actually look at the scope of work you're trying to do, products, analysis, things like that. Something. Like I said, you don't have to get the same kind of business plan that you would need for, bank funding and things like that if you're trying to get some kind of investors in. But you need some kind of blueprint, again. And I think typically people charge me from $5 to a little bit over 1,000. And you might say, well, hey, that's a lot of money. We're doing that. But I mean, it'd be worth it in the end. You'll lose that money. You'll lose it. Keep starting over and everything like that, fixing stuff. So remember what I always say, guys. The more we can do on the front end, the better.
Right, you're going to pay. You're going to pay in the beginning, or you're going to pay in the end.
Hey, I tell you for all the time. College ain't for everybody. Education, you're going to pay for somebody's education. Yours or somebody else. It don't matter. Somebody's.
Going to get the education paid for.
Again, it's gonna happen. And that's why I say a lot of times people are like, okay, man. shit, you got to sit there and you got to pay them attorneys this, and they're going to get it.
Right.
You ain't going to know everything. So, you know, again, you paying for the game.
Mm-hmm.
You're paying for the game. So that's just keep it from there. It's going to come back to you. It's well worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It's well worth it and stuff. You're going to have some missteps here and there, but, you know, definitely always get sound advice. I'm always going to push that. So write that business plan is number 2. Again, we're talking about 10 things you need to do before you start your business. The third thing is decide on the business structure. Okay? What I mean by decide on business structure, we're talking about the basic business entity, that being a regular partnership, so proprietorship, LLC, S Corp, C Corp. We get to ask these questions all the time because people say, hey, man, I got my LLC, we're doing that. The problem come up is a lot of times people don't understand the whole gist of the different business entities in regards to, you know, what they have, you know, what each one has. Especially if you're going to you by yourself, you're looking to roll it over, you're looking to transfer ownership, sell, hold, whatever. You got partners and stuff, and people just say, hey, let's just get this together, and not understanding that. And I get people a lot of times, you know, I had one of my business partners, she hit me up during tax season, and she was like, hey, man, listen, we got a lot of people that came because, you know, you have so much videos on the internet talking about get your S Corp.
Okay.
Because they draw the thing saying you'll pay less in taxes.
Okay.
So you had all these people getting these corporations, and they were filing to be an S Corp.
Okay.
Well, theoretically, people don't understand what an S Corporation, subchapter S, yes, you do pay less in taxes in the end with an S Corp, but someone in that S Corp has to be receiving a wage.
Right.
A wage being a W-2 employee.
Mm-hmm.
So these people have not been paying, they have not had themselves on payroll.
Okay.
And what I mean by payroll, you actually filing payroll, you filing those quarterly taxes with the IRS, Department of Labor, and Department of Revenue. They have not been doing that.
Oh, okay.
So when you listen to somebody on the internet telling you what to do, theoretically, yes, but the whole process you got to follow is different.
Mm-hmm.
And people haven't been doing that, and it's biting so many people in the butt. So she was calling, hey, we need to do this, we need to sell this information, do this. So, you know, again, I'm talking to people, we're thinking of opportunities to help people fix it and stuff, but those kind of things that people don't understand. Because they heard this, they heard that.
Oh, there's a lot of information on the internet that might not be correct.
Well, again, we can. The easiest thing to do is go to WebMD.
Mm-hmm.
When you toe hurt, your back hurt, this, that, and that, and there. But at some point, you gotta go to the doctor.
Eventually.
That's me, you, anybody, and stuff like that. And again, we have to get away from that because like I said, the first thing people call when they ask me, what do you charge? They ask you what do you charge and all that. You tell them a number, whew, like, but damn, man, you want to make this 6-figure business, but you want to pay a damn $1 or $2 to get everything together.
Right.
That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna be happening.
That's a lot.
I mean, come on now. Like, damn, you want to make all the damn money, but you don't want to spend a damn thing.
No, that's just generally how it goes.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. If you're going to have your little, gas station damn aspirations, shit, you're going to have to spend, that's why they're going to go with the money you're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be, everybody want to, take pictures, go on trips, take pictures, smoke cigars.
Living a good life.
And all this shit, but no, hey, you got to give to get. And that's how it is.
True.
So those particular things, I think people miss out on a lot, but just getting that decide on the business structure. And some things I want you guys to consider. We start talking about the LLC, C Corp, S Corp. Guys, I'm always going to tell you, go to a professional. Go to a professional. Go to a professional. Accountant, attorney, some good consultant. Spend that money on the front end. Go to a professional. But some things to consider is operational in regards to like functionality of the business, because it may be things you may say that we're in business together. Lab's going to do 7% of the work, but I put in most of the capital, the initial investment, so I'm going to get most of the profit.
Right.
A lot of times, some businesses you can't necessarily be structured. If I put in most of the capital, I'm gonna get most of the profit. Or it'd be the other way around.
Right.
You got that flexibility, so you got to make sure that, that you have the right structure. Because again, like I say, you go into an actual corporation, you invest 70% of it. You get 7% of everything because you got the most ownership, right? So those kind of things you got to sit there and take consideration with those those particular things. The S corps and C corps, you got a little bit more functionality, and mobility, but it's not always the case.
That's true.
With every entity. Transferability, if you want to leave stuff and everything, that structure of the business, it has a lot to do with that. Taxation. how the company being taxed, how taxes, if the company just being taxed by itself, it's getting refund. If you have just flowing through whatever, all these kind of options got to be taken. And also another thing is even with funding. How you gonna receive capital if you're able to raise capital, giving out shares, you're able to get certain loans, you're able to receive grants, you have all this kind of stuff got to be taken into consideration when you're thinking about the entity. Again, the C corp, S corp, LLC, partnership, all that kind of thing has to be taken into consideration. So again, I will say again, pay for some kind of consulting. Pay for some kind
do
of
it
consulting.
early. So you have to do it because it's gonna cost you more as it goes, right? As it gets worse, the price is gonna go up.
And you may not be able to recover from the mistake that you had in regards to not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the biggest things I think a lot of time people, they made mistakes and you find out early, man, shit, I didn't know I'm fix stuff.
Right, and then like you said many times, it may sound high when I tell you the price, but it's gonna be even higher if I gotta fix it. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Man, try to go into business and you got one of them damn Google invoices and Google contracts, and somebody run off in your ass and you trying to go back and sue them.
Right.
You got this damn little Google contract with all them damn loopholes and shit in there.
Right.
Because you're not an attorney. You can pay an attorney $300 or $400 and make a standard contract that is just pretty much standard for everybody.
Right. Just a blanket contract.
Exactly. So those kind of things I just want everybody to kind of keep in mind with it. Again, when you're looking at that entity, we're talking about 10 things you should do before you start your business. No particular order, guys. And it's not on the YouTube channel now, but I will post a list.
Okay.
I will post a list, guys. So remember, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, but I had a list on there. We're talking about 10 things you should do to start your business, and that was number 3. Number 4 is file your paperwork, okay? Guys, compliance is everything. When I talk about file your paperwork, getting that EIN number, getting registered with the particular state, if you're going to have an S corp, filing that 2553 to get viewed as a subchapter S, if you got to get registered with the county, if you got to get registered with the city, the state, all that kind of stuff, all the compliance stuff, get that stuff together. You got to get certain zoning permits and all that shit. Go on and do it. I remember when I started the salon, I was so happy, had that money, want to go get the get a salon open. I didn't know that in the state of Georgia, you had to get. I thought get the business license because you got a salon. Even though I wasn't a stylist, I thought just the stylist had to get the actual salon had to get registered, with the Secretary of State's office. I didn't know that, and all this shit was coming down me at one time. Then I had to get. That was my first brick and mortar place. Even with a salon, it was different with the other offices where I had to get the fire inspectors had come several times. 2 or 3 times they get inspections and all that stuff because you're dealing with these salons and heaters and dryers and all this other kind of stuff, and a lot of some stuff I kind of maybe thought, some stuff I had no clue of. So it was a big learning curve for me, but it also taught me in the future we're doing different stuff, be kind of looking. So that again, that's over 20 years ago when that happened. But a lot of times people do things jack-legged,
right,
and don't and it doesn't work. Especially when you get in those food industries, bars, restaurants, and stuff like that. If you don't have again, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Shit, get your restaurant consultant before you start, so they can give you an idea how much money you're gonna be looking to pay up front. Instead, you just in a reactive mode. It doesn't pay to be that way. It does not pay to be in a situation where I didn't know, I didn't find out. Man, they keep asking for this and cap. Man, go pay somebody on the front end. That money will come back to you.
Yeah, people don't realize in that restaurant business, you got a food service license on top of your other licenses. So
yeah,
you gotta be certified in preparing food. It's a lot goes into that. It's not just I make ribs. I'm gonna open a restaurant tomorrow.
Yeah, and you dealing with the health inspectors. You might be dealing with even with the fire people and all the other kind of stuff, maximum capacity, things like that. But those kind of things, again, if you do your front end work, make sure you got the right folks in place.
Right.
Again, we're talking about 10 things you need to do for starting before you start your business. That was number 4. File your paperwork, guys. Make sure compliance is everything. Like I said, I can't stress that enough in regards to that, because so far too often people want to get and do certain jobs, but they don't know. Even with just a tax preparer business, everybody want to be this tax preparer. Every year I see more and more, especially when with the advent of social media, everybody want to start doing taxes. But it's Circular 230. That's the guiding rule for all tax preparers. That's, you know, the IRS issues that. Tell you certain basic rules that each tax preparer can't do. A tax preparer cannot advertise prices. We can't advertise your bids. You can't. You can't. And you got, and they promote whistleblowers. You can't. You call me on the phone, I give it to you. But I can't get that to you over the damn in public.
Really?
Hell no. Think about that. H&R Block, Jackson Hewitt, Liberty Mutual. You ever seen anything with they advertise prices? You can't.
I think I have though.
No, you never seen one on them. If you seen somebody do it, they want to compliance.
Oh, okay.
I guarantee you they ain't did it.
Okay.
They'll get shut down.
Hey, you know better than me.
No. Feel free to look it up.
No, I believe you.
But what I'm saying, people do that. Mm-hmm. There's so many things you can't do especially from an ethical standpoint with doing it. But people don't try to. I want to get this business started and everything and stuff. Well, that Q said, that's right. Appreciate you tuning in, Q. One of the biggest things people do that because they looking at, I can make this money. Mm-hmm. But you know, it's a lot of headaches to go make that money, right?
The right way.
Anyway. You know, guys. You know, because I'm pretty much a handyman now. I want to go out here doing certain jobs on people's houses and stuff like that. You know, you basic contract and stuff. They got certain certifications and stuff. Mm-hmm. And you remember a couple years ago when that tree hit my house, right? And man, I'm telling you, I'm posting up looking for people. Man, there's so many MFs coming on my house. You're like, damn, man, like, I'm asking for, your contractor license number, this, that, and that. Well, I got to give you that and all that stuff. Like, come on now.
Right. For my safety and yours.
Those particular things, I found out real quick, just like people really, it's so many people that aren't in compliance. Mm-hmm. And being a salon owner, dog, let me tell you this. You be shocked how many barbers and beauticians out here are not licensed. Right. Now, they do have, immense, the best barber, the best stylist. But they ain't got no damn license, been doing this shit since they were damn teenagers.
Yeah, right.
But I'm telling you, don't have not one license.
And that license not easy to get. I remember I told you we were going to open a salon, and I had my ex-wife go get a license. Man. And I was like, you need to go get a cosmetology license. Because I looked it up and I knew, I talked to some people who are already in the salon business. I knew that the salon had to have a license because the people coming working up under you may not have one, but they can work under the salon license.
Well, no, they can't work on now, George. They can't work on
not now. But they used to come back in the past.
Yeah, but they got to work up under whoever the master cosmetologist. Like you have the salon license, the Georgia.
That would have been my ex-wife there.
Yeah, the salon was arrested with the state. But actually, you have to have each stylist. But to your point, you have to have that whoever has the master cosmetology license. Somebody else can be in there working under them if they're in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm sorry. My ex-wife had the master cosmetology license, but we also had to get a license for the salon we was going to open.
Gotcha.
Right.
But check that out. But see, here's the deal. When the people call and say, "Hey man, you got a spot for the open space in your salon?" Yeah, I got it. So my next question, okay, cool. Folks are lying, all that kind of stuff. You start throwing in what booth rent gonna be, this, that, and that. But yeah, man, we got this, that, and that room available. Got to do this, that, and that. So in addition to having your state license, you got to go to the city of College Park and get a license for yourself too. Mm-hmm. Oh, I gotta have a license with the state. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was set them up with that. Cause everybody lie.
Right.
But like I said, man, you be amazed. Simple thing, guys. You go into and I know the state of Georgia, you can sit right there looking at you. They're supposed to have a label right there. So everybody can see it, because board pop up. I say board pop up all the time. And so many times people coming there. And I'm telling you, my wake up moment was, I had that salon probably about maybe 3-4 months. One of the girls got mad. Later I bought it from. She got mad. She got back on her feet. She just probably regretted she sold to the young boy. Didn't do nothing wrong to her.
Right.
Shout out to Carol. And she did some more dirt ass
What's
stuff.
Up, Carol?
Yeah, dirt ass. She called the state board on me, and they came out. And whoever pudding was, hello. I said, hey, are you the owner? I'm here, and I was registered with the state, but I didn't have my license on the wall. And the reason why I had my license on the wall, because it's a salon. I'm trying to find some feminine frames, supposed
make it look nice.
So I had the license in my brief. I was in my office downtown. I said, hey, I'm downtown. I could be at the shop in about 10 minutes. I'll bring them, but I wasn't thinking they had the physical, and it was in black and white. But again, Poochie ain't reading. He moving fast. It's over 20 years ago. And he said, you trying to style me. Sweet as cotton candy. You trying to style me. I said, man, yeah. I said, I'll be down in about 10 minutes. I'll put them on the wall. I get down there. He had 2 $150 fines.
Wow.
Left right on the table. Carol sitting there. You should have your stuff there. I said, damn, Carol, you got to get the hell out of my shop. She got to get the hell out of my shop. Get the hell on. Sue me.
Right.
Sue me. I got to get your ass up out of here.
Right,
I put her ass out that damn day. I never forget that shit. I called the police, man, just in case you say I touched her.
Right,
Get the hell out of my shop.
Right.
Get the hell out. And but that was one of the things. Who that Poochie is? What they say?
Hey Poochie, go buy a tiny house. I think that's what you're talking about, right?
Go buy a tiny house.
Yeah. That's Lady Lila. She said, go buy a tiny house.
Go buy. Hey, Lila, Lady Love, what's going on? What's the name of? But that was a big learning lesson for me. So again, so many times people are doing certain things. You see them out here on the side of the road, pulling up, selling, T-shirts, selling food and stuff like that. Ain't got damn license to do this. And again, I'm all about free market and all that stuff, capitalism, everybody making money. But you go out here, you got the grill. You don't pay for this Megatron grill. Everybody know you got the best ribs in Atlanta.
Tender.
One person gets sick and everything. You lose everything because number one, you ain't licensed, you ain't got this, you ain't got that, and you supposed to have that.
Right.
You supposed to have that. You sit out there, what I'm saying, like,
People say, let me start the business and I get the rest of that stuff once I get my business
going.
Get the money together again.
Even you're a street merchant doing certain stuff and everything. That was one, hey, compliance is everything. Get your stuff in order, okay? Because here's the deal. One of the things I want to just share with everybody, I'm going to make sure I ain't jumping over shit. I get to that, with doing it. But being in compliance is everything. Again, this is 10 things you should do before you start your business. I'm Deontay Burt, a.k.a. Mr. Short Dollar himself. This is the Dollar Hour. Guys, remember, go to whatever platform you're looking at us on, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. Go to the Mr. Short Dollar YouTube channel where we got over 700 videos to take advantage of all the great information we have currently on the channel and all the information we have coming down the pipe. But definitely, even if you came in like later into this show, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube and catch the whole show in its entirety. And that was again, we're talking about 10 things you should do before you start your business. And the fourth one was file your paperwork. The fifth one is open up a bank account. And this is very, very important, guys, because what I want people to understand, a lot of times, people ask all the time, and some of the comments or different things, what's the best account for a business account? And you got people responding and whatever. They don't know what the hell they talking about. Now, let me explain to y'all guys. You need to understand this very, very importantly. There is no best business account. It's the best account for your particular business.
Okay.
Because what I advise everybody to do, meet with 2 or 3 different banks. And I understand everybody may have different restrictions in regards to you might be on the damn bad checklist. You might just coming out of this. I get that. So we ain't gonna go on the extreme shit. We just the regular stuff.
Right.
I always advise people to go meet with a business banker prior to opening up their business account. The reason being is from a functionality standpoint, depending on what your business is, it may or may not be a good idea. What I mean by that, let's say you got an online store. Online store set up and you got to integrate to the actual business account. So a lot of business accounts, they don't integrate or have offers there, or be able to connect with cats. Some don't.
Right. Some don't.
I mean, you got the big damn, probably the big 5 or 6, your Bank of America, Chase, and Wells and stuff like that. Yeah, they have that. But a lot of your locals and stuff like that, they don't have that.
Right.
And you want to be able to integrate certain things with that. Certain other features aren't there. Some may take 3 or 4 days, the damn post transactions, where you may need your money now.
Right.
So you need to sit down and set that appointment with doing that. Because a lot of times you're like, figure, I know what I'm doing, whatever like that. No, you don't. So you sit down with the business bank and meet by 3 different banks and let them know what kind of business that you have. How would you operate with them? Because a lot of them, you have the big ones. They may offer, instant transaction moving and stuff like that. You know, you may have to have some kind of intermediary like a Stripe where it can process go through, or you may have one of the ones like a PayPal or something like that where they can sit in that hub and you can move it around. Some banks can actually process stuff like I say instantly. Some it takes a while. Some won't let you integrate in all. Some you won't be able to connect portals from your website where they can actually interface into it. Just don't have it.
Right.
They just don't have it. And I'm speaking that from the one of the banks we got with the new tax business with the Majestic and County. Man, that damn bank they don't have any. I think 2023 features a bank should have. It doesn't affect us,
right?
Because I don't need it to for what we do with that particular account. Because pretty much tax season, people pay. You know, we take the funds out. We just get straight deposits. You know, so I don't have everything running through Majestic as far as bills and things like that. So that company just get money in, getting money in, getting money in, getting money in, whatever. You know, so it's not necessarily needed. But if it was something that I actually needed to actually do processes with, especially like with Majestic, where you know now people come in, gotta be able to receive funds. You know, people ask me how you take payment. Shit, you know me. Any way you can get shit, cash, check, it don't matter. Zelle, whatever. I take it anyway. Swipe it, whatever. But the other bank doesn't do that.
They don't do that.
And that's Majestic. You know, I have that. You know, so with a Chase. So actually, you have to make sure that from a functionality. What's going on, Trey Nicole? How you doing? Appreciate you tuning in.
Like Line Love says, she has a regular bank account that she uses, a credit union, and she said she went to Citizens Trust black-owned bank, and she met the president for her business. So
that's what's happening. I ain't gonna say nothing about Citizen Trust. Don't say nothing about it.
Right.
Kind of what I'm talking about, that functionality stuff. That's what I'm talking about. But to going back to what I'm saying, depending on what your business is, that's why you need to meet with the business guys. You got your business set up. Set an appointment with the business banker. Let them know what you're trying to do. Let them know what you're trying to do, processing wise and things like that. And they can let you know, hey, this is what we can, what we can't do, and the things we can do, this is how that goes. Or if we don't do it, this is maybe a way we can mitigate that. Have them conversations on the front end instead of like, I can't believe y'all don't do this, that, and that.
Right.
Shit, all you need to do is ask from the beginning. Right? You know? And now you've been told it's really your fault because I done told you what to do.
Right.
So again, guys, get that business banking account. Again, that's number 5. Open that bank account up.
Say hey to your mom before you go to number 6.
What's up, mama? Guess that guy done left.
She don't come in. She ain't the first person to show no more.
Mr. Luther Earl
coming in the middle.
Let me put my house coat and my wig on before I get on my son's show. Boy, said Mr. Luther Earl, he need Leela early. Got my mama coming on my show late.
Right.
Appreciate you tuning in, Mom.
There you have it.
You throwing off all our dang Mother Day plans, but we're gonna make it happen. Again, that was number 5. We were talking about 10 things you need to do before you start your business. We just did number 5, which was open up the business bank account. Now we at number 6, and this is a little bit from the kind of similar to the compliance. Make sure you apply for all your license and permits. Super, super, super important. Here's the deal, guys, and I talk about this a lot of times. You gotta make sure that you whatever business idea you have, you meet with the zoning and all that kind of stuff. We'll set up the restaurants, clubs, schools, and things like that. Certain things can be in certain places.
Right.
And see, that's the funky part about that. And especially, guys, you're looking to get a particular business, and you want to do, let's say you want to buy a building or something like that. And a lot of times, depending on the skill level of your real estate agent, which most of them, they pass the test. But they ain't gonna sit here and tell you they don't know that a bar you buying this, or you want to buy this building and convert it to a bar, but that bar is 2,000 feet away from an elementary school. You can't have that there.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
You already got that particular bed and breakfast you have is 2 blocks away from a church, and the city ordinance say you can't have that. But your agent didn't know. They just sold them dang business. Man, I do whatever with that. You didn't know because you didn't know what to ask. But now you do, because Mr. Short Dollar telling you.
Right.
You want to make sure you understand very, very well the idea what you're trying to do with your business, you also are very versed in regards from a compliance standpoint. Guys, so whatever, when you are doing this, that's why I say again, try to do that front end analysis, meet with the right people on the front end. But permits and licenses is everything. So again, you can go to the city and municipality where you're looking to start that business up and everything, find out prior to.
Right.
Find out what your idea, not you done went and got your LLC and all this other kind of stuff. Listen, I'm looking at starting, this little nightclub. I'm looking to open up this restaurant. What areas are open up for that? And then once you know the areas, then you can start looking for, you tell your agent where to look up particular things. I wouldn't put all that shit on my agent just to trust them, unless you actually know you're comfortable with their skill level.
Right, like you've done with them before and it's been good. Or
exactly.
Right, you have good experiences with them, not just somebody you met yesterday.
Exactly, because again, like, that's everything. You turn around now, you done sign this lease and got all this stuff together, and you can't do what you want to open it up for. And God forbid you don't start some kind of damn build-outs and all that other kind of stuff. And then you don't turn around and did that to the person to do it because you got, Mr. Johnny from the neighborhood setting up the bar and stuff in the club. But then when city come and inspect us, man, the toilets ain't far enough. You ain't got a strong enough amperage in your generators and stuff. Like all that kind of stuff, you supposed to have these many lights. All that kind of stuff you think like, what the hell I need that for? But that's compliance.
Right. And it goes through everything. Even when you're trying to flip houses, a lot of people want to flip houses. I dealt with flipping houses, and this was years ago, and building out an old house. This was an old house, just building it out, remodeling it, doing the stuff inside. And then the guy from the city came along. He said, hey, you got to put all new PVC pipes in here. Run from here from the house to the drain. Once you get to the drain, you have to we'll hook it up for you. Yeah. I mean to the sewer line or whatever, we'll hook it up for you. But then somebody else from the city came out. It was a tree out there in front of the house, on the side of the house where we had to run the drain through. That was an old tree. I mean, it was a 100-year-old tree. He was like, hey, you can't cut the roots of that tree. You got to now the pipe had to go under the tree. He said, you got to dig it out and leave the roots intact. That's something we didn't know. We were just going to dig it out, take a backhoe, and he's like, nah, you can't cut the roots of that tree. So we actually had to dig by hand.
To go up under the root. 6 feet down. Because the pipe had to be 6 feet underground. We didn't know that. We would have started digging, and they would have been like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, and would have fined us for it. But we didn't know that because it was an older community, older landers. So it was just like, you can't dig because if you cut the roots, you're gonna kill the tree. Yeah, that's basically what he was saying. Yeah, and but you remember I told you when we did that. Me and my buddies went and bought that house downtown Decatur. One partner said he got to hook up with old girl, and we done got a $400,000 house downtown Decatur.
Right.
And what that was, lad? That shit that was about 7-8 years ago. Do you remember that when I got that? That might be before we did the show.
I think it was before we did the show.
Yeah, show, man. We done bought the house. All of us done put in that $20,000, and old girl started tripping or whatever.
Oh Lord!
I don't even know if old girl existed.
Right.
And that right, BJ. I don't even know that shit if she damn existed. And then we turn around now, and that was to your point. Now city coming out, and then because how it is when you dealing with that kind of stuff. They got to do this, and then you apply for this. They got to look at the plumbing, they got to look at the electrical. Then at the end of you putting these appointments in, you got this damn hard money loan and all that stuff. Lord have mercy. Like I said, I'm an expert till I lose money. I got to make it. Damn sure not to lose
it, right?
Shit.
Yeah.
I can tell you right there, but that was, licenses and permits, everything. And what I would advise anybody, if you can get you an architect, or some kind of
contractor.
Yeah, general contractor. They can actually, that knows code and know all that kind of stuff. They can help you out a lot.
Yeah.
Even when you start, even with something that's not even necessarily brick and mortar, but you got somebody can actually guide you through some kind of consultant, whatever your business is. If you need certain things, whatever, if you want to do, mobile tutoring, office space or something, whatever, you have some kind of compliance. Them license and permits and everything, guys. So make sure that you try to get that stuff done because that is definitely something that can derail your whole damn plans if you haven't got everything together. Again, we're talking about 10 things you need to do before you start your business. Now that was number 6, now we're at number 7, and that's really get your brand together.
Right.
Get your brand together. This is very, very important, guy. When I say get your brand together, far too often people want to create the business and deliver the business, but ain't decided on, who wants it.
Right.
See, we have to understand that we're not selling to ourselves.
Right.
And here's the deal. My family enjoying my meals and my family paying for my meals.
Two different things.
Right. So again, what they like and what they find value in is two different things. Mm-hmm. So we got to make sure that we understand that, like, is this good for just the group that I'm serving now, mm-hmm. or is there actually a market that wants that? And I think that's very, very important, because people have to really understand they're not selling to themselves.
Right.
You got to understand who your customer is, where they live, where they at, what can they afford, what they can't afford, what are their dislikes, mm-hmm. and then other side, how to get to them. Mm-hmm. Print ads, social media, TV, radio, however it is. Mm-hmm. You got to get all that stuff together. That's part of that business plan, but understanding that whole marketing, branding and stuff.
Yeah.
When they see what separates you and everything. Now again, another part, you ain't got to spend $1 gazillion to overthink that particular thing, but kind of keep in mind, you have to understand who the hell you going to deal with.
Right.
Who wants your product, who wants your service. Again, that branding is everything. What will be that identifying mark, right? I don't think you ever confuse Mr. Short Dollar.
Right.
Or Majestic. We know what everything we're doing there. And I've had some things like, damn, I kind of look like maybe running the mill. And there was no thing to distinguish, and I kind of get caught up in,
mm-hmm.
we're missing certain things. But you got to understand that. Sometimes it ain't needed. But you still need to do the whole thought process of going through that.
Mm-hmm.
And people, I think, really, really, really miss the boat on understanding that whole niche market and target customers and things like that. Because, again, I think they think everybody wants to buy it.
They want that big market. Everybody wants that big market. But that niche market can sustain.
What niches bring riches.
Right.
That's all it does. Niches bring riches. Shout out to the Black Business Speakers Network.
Right.
I learned that from Alan Lawrence.
Right.
Niches bring riches.
Right.
The more you can, concentrate on this is who, this is my target.
Right.
You can focus on it, and they'll be your tribe and love you and take care of you forever. If you're trying to get to everybody just getting that, that's the thing about it.
That's the thing we say here. We try to stay within our niche. We know what our niche is.
Yeah.
We know what it is. We ain't trying to be the big, the big CBS. We know what we got going on.
At the end of the day, it's CBS, wherever they make $10 and it costs them $7 to make it and they fall out $3, cool.
Mm-hmm.
If you turn around and bring in $5 to cost you to make it $2, it's still $3.
Mm-hmm.
End game.
3 is 3.
3 is 3.
Right.
So that's the thing about it. I think people just need to just understand, how you want to put that out with everything. That could be any business.
Mm-hmm.
With your construction, your pressure washing, your painting,
mm-hmm.
your meals and all that kind of stuff. What's that demographic trying to hit?
Right.
And everything and stuff like that. And I always kind of look at that, just with that, And again, it may be a product like a tax business that actually has several spans. It's kind of more general because everybody need it, right? Mm-hmm. Kind of like even with insurance and things like that. Certain things a lot of folks need. So you never really niche down, and you may be more of a high end, low end, this, that, and that.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to figure that out. And then next up you figure out who they are, then you got to figure out how to get to them.
Okay.
That's the two things. Two things do it, because I don't need to be posting on social media for a market that doesn't be on there.
Okay. You're right. That's not there. Right.
Right. But especially if it's like an older market.
Mm-hmm.
But if I got to go on AM radio, the gospel channels to push that, and that's what most of them are, that's what I need to do.
Okay.
Even if I like it or don't like it. Because remember, I'm not buying my stuff.
Right.
Right? So that's one of the things that, again, I think a lot of people miss the boat on. So branding is very, very important. Again, guys, we're talking about 10 things you need to do before you start your business. That was number 7, establishing that brand. Remember, guys, I don't have it on there now. But I will put the entire list on the YouTube channel. So remember, wherever you're looking at, whatever platform you're watching this on right now, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, or Twitter, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Google it. You'll see this handsome face pop up. Go to the channel, subscribe, take advantage of the 700 videos we have on the YouTube channel. We have an active grant playlist with over 150 grant opportunities. I've dropped out, 4 or 5 grant videos over the past week.
Really?
Really, I think
I saw a few of them.
Yeah, one we just released today. I'm just saying, guys, listen, all the information is there, guys. Take advantage of it. And that's just this week. Not even the ones we still have running prior to that. So go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube, guys. Super, super, super important. I want you guys to to look at, go to the YouTube channel, Mr. Short Dollar, subscribe to it. But if you can't, you remember it, Google Mr. Short Dollar. Too easy.
Right.
And make sure you subscribe and take advantage of all the great information on the channel. Again, 10 things you need to do before you start your business. We're at number 8. And that's fund your business. Here's the deal, guys. Fund your business however you want to do it. Your personal money, personal funds, you borrowed it, loans, grants, or whatever. People call us all the time. Hey man, how do you get the grants? How we get the money?
Right.
Y'all ass don't want to pay no damn body back. Right. Everybody want to grant. Why I get a grant? Why I get a grant? I don't got to pay back when it start up.
Right.
You gotta get your stuff together. That's the thing about it. A lot of time people, that's the number one question. I gotta get the grant. Where the money at? Man, look here. Look at shit. Like I'm Houdini.
Right. It's a process to this.
Yeah, it's a process to it. But one of the biggest things is what we said earlier too, just compliance. The reason why most people aren't getting awarded these grants is because you don't have the things that the grants require. Then when I talk about that a little bit later in the show in regards to those grants and everything, I talk about it all the time why people missing the boat or missing opportunities with that. But in regards to those not receiving those grants, but when the whole advent of funding, guys, you got to be realistic about what you're trying to do. And remember what I said, that front end analysis before you get started. As employees and owners have two different perspectives on a business. When you're working in the business, and a lot of times people work for me, what they doing, lad? They count my damn money.
Right.
Hell, he doing this, we made this, we doing that.
Right.
You working in a restaurant, they count your money.
Right.
They looking at what's going in. The owner's perspective is cost. I can sell these cakes at $10. But damn, it cost me $9 to make it.
Right.
With the flour, the ingredients, the marketing, the advertising, all this other kind of stuff. As an owner, we always looking at cost.
Right.
And once I see the cost, can I mark up the price to be actually to incur a profit where I can pay my bills and then have something left for me? And that's the thing. A lot of times people don't really necessarily look at it or realize that. And you got to be realistic about when you start looking at the cost and everything. Can I be able to bring enough money in to cover the cost? Be it a loan, be it bought, my cashing in my 401k, family members, some kind of, Indiegogo, Kickstarter, GoFundMe, grant, whatever. Can I still bring enough money to do that? And guys, you got to be realistic about it. You got to make sure, when we start talking about borrowing that money, well, I just need $50,000. Yeah, it's better borrow 75 or 100.
Right. Because
it's not if something happens, it's when something happens. You need to be prepared. But also, guys, you need to make sure you're very, very versed with handling finances and doing certain things. Because for some odd reason, I think people just get so intelligent when they got money in their account. People get so smart when they get money, right?
I got all this money for a reason.
Yeah. That's why everybody PPP, disaster money and shit gone.
All right.
Along with that damn business you started. Because you didn't know what the hell you were doing. That ain't trying to poke salt on the wound.
Right.
But damn, you know what I'm saying? It's what is it, 9% of small businesses, 5 after 3 years? It's something crazy now, ain't it?
Yeah, it's small.
It's,
I want to say it's a little bit higher. I mean 15.
Shit, now, lad. But damn 15. I know it's under 10%.
Okay.
I don't know.
Just say 10.
You the Google man.
I just thought about
it. Yeah. You the Google man. But I know that's like the barometer, but it's extremely hard. You have small business to be able to survive, man. And the reason being, a lot of times people are prepared and wanted to make money, but they're not prepared to survive. Because again, you have your ebbs and flows, peaks and your peaks and valleys, and folks just aren't ready for that mentally or financially. And you got to be able to weather them storms. And you can sit there and pray on it, and if spiritually you can weather the storm, but your pocketbook can't. And that's what shrink a lot of folks, because they don't have the funding in their account, the access to capital, just in case they need some kind of line of credit to cover certain costs and everything, and be also savvy enough to understand, well, I probably just need to get a little bridge loan to cover this. I might need to put in my cash, do that. Let me do this. Let me leverage this out with doing that. I don't need to spend cash there. We'll just get a loan to cover that and make sure once that's done to cover it. So once everything's sold or settled up, we can actually add a profit on top of the cost to carry. Those kind of things.
You want me to throw out the number for you?
Yeah, hit me up.
It says that business something society shows that approximately 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years. of being open. 45% during the first 5 years, 65% during the first 10 years. Only 25% of new businesses make it to 15 years or more.
Wow. Man. 25%.
Right.
And that, we said there's a 20% last over the first 2 years.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot, but the hell, I thought it was smaller than that.
Well, 20% for the first 2 though.
Yeah. Man,
that's 20. How many survive?
Yeah, that's just a.
I'm sorry. That's how many fail. That's how many fail.
How many fail?
Right.
So there, 80% more businesses still be open up 2 years.
Yeah, say how many new business fail during the first 20% of new business fail the first 2 years of being open.
Damn. I don't know that.
You don't think so?
Hell no. Hell no.
Hell
no. Shit, I'm thinking about we might get an SBA number with that. The only reason why I say that is because
I looked at 5 years. They say the same thing. 20% of new business fail the first 2 years.
Oh no! What? I ain't
Bureau labels the labor statistics. That's what it is. They said BLS, and I didn't know what those acronyms meant, but
that's much better.
Labor statistics.
Well, that's much better. They give me some kind of optimism and everything, so I stand corrected. That's cool. Mm-hmm. But
these 2022 numbers, they not 2023 numbers though.
Oh well, we got to go off to 2022.
Right.
But man, I will say a lot of times, because people, they're very quick to, bring up that, they don't have access to capital, certain things like that.
Right.
You need to be realistic. What you don't have, you got to have some kind of vehicle in place to kind of get to that. How to cover when off season goes off, because like I say all the time, shit, when I tax season, my phone ain't ringing.
Right.
We got people want to get bookkeeping, people want to get payroll consultant, but bing, it's going off the hook. January to April.
Right.
So I get the bulk of my money only, during a big quarter, really 1 quarter of the year. Mm-hmm. And I got to be disciplined enough to cover costs for the rest of the year with that money and stuff. Most people ain't inept to doing that. So you got to understand how your money coming in, what kind of money you need to cover certain things. So that, business funding, guys, you need to make sure you take a long, thought-out approach and don't necessarily have one particular way. That's why I wanted to share in regards to those grants. And I tell people that acquiring a grant is one of the options. Mm-hmm. Like, don't bank on just because of that,
Right.
You got loans, you self-funded. It's just one of several things you got to bring your money in and make sure you sustain yourself outside of your regular operations covering it. But you just start having that seed capital. You need to make sure that you got several different things.
Right.
They actually get to have establish your business, also kind of help you, with running everything. So that's very important. Again, we're talking about 10 things you need to do before you start your business. Number 9 is decide on where to do your business. This is very, very important, guys. This is very important because, especially right now in this day and age, you have a lot of options. So when we say where to start your business, I know you guys heard the whole thing over and over again over the years. Location.
Right.
But where we at now, it's different.
Right.
You ain't gotta have brick and mortar.
Right.
You can be virtual. You can be mobile. All kind of stuff. Your options are there. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, what you got to be realistic about is whatever platform, even though you have those options, still what we're talking about. What do your customer want? Mm-hmm. Some people ain't cool with moving around. They want you to be somewhere. They want accountability. Now, hell no. If my stuff wrong, I need to go back and
go right back
and
where
whoop on your, so, I don't want to always be able to deal with somebody that I can't, from a virtual standpoint, I'm not comfortable. Your food truck here this week and the next week and stuff like that. I'm not cool with it. And a lot of times people have to be, again, knowing your customer because they're paying you. What's cool is because your concept of how you want to do your business got to still be feasible. Mm-hmm. Now, you might be a disruptor. You might be doing something that's thinking outside the box, skipping the traditional that nobody done before. I get it. Mm-hmm. Try it out. See how it works.
Right.
And everything, trial and error. At the end of the day, I don't want to sit here and tell nobody what's right or wrong way to do something. And at the end of the day, it may work for you. I mean, I didn't work out for Pooch when I tried it.
Right.
Even doing the same thing. But you can do that. But I understand that, having that location in mind is very critical. Because again, I'm still trying to figure out, like, why the hell they still building all these damn office buildings? And you still got so many people that really got away from that with the Zoom calls. And I mean not Zoom, with the Zoom calls. Yeah. What's the other one?
Teams and all that.
Meet and I'm saying Zap. It ain't Zap. It's Slack.
Okay.
Slack and all those other kind where everybody's just working virtually. You know, you got project teams all around the dang country. People ain't got different groups and stuff. So it's just we're in a real virtual age. You know, where a lot of things ain't needed, and some things you actually have to go in where you got to see somebody do person to person transaction things like that. But figuring out that location, how you gonna do it, is very very critical.
I think a lot of the office buildings are still being built because they still have that contract. You still got to build it. I mean, if it don't, you know what I'm saying? Once you get into a contract to build a building, state, city, local governments, and even with the contractors and stuff like that, you got that. They might start it before the pandemic.
That's a good point.
It takes years to get a building, up and running and all that stuff. It takes years to get permits and land and all that. And once you got all that stuff going, even if a lot of people are virtual, you still got to build that building.
Yeah, like you saying, you can't. The 2018 contract just it can't just be changed in 2023 because nobody bids. Now that's a fair point. I never thought about that. That's a good point.
Nobody's in the office building. I only know this because I've done real estate for so long. I mean, we've had stores that literally closed. The store went to bankruptcy, and they were still building stores, and we like, y'all, they still got to build a building. They still got to build a store. They obligated to build this store.
That's a good point, though. I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking about that, Lyle. Like I said, that was a great point, man. Whatever we agreed on a couple of years, but that didn't, get rid of our contract.
Right.
We still gotta, you still gotta honor that contract. So that's a good point, man.
Yeah, still gotta honor that contract.
Glad be on. That was number 9. Number 10, guys. This is it. Launch. Start the business up. Go on and start the business up, get it going, get it cracking and everything like that, and give it an honest try. Give it an honest try. Stay on course. I mean, proper planning, guys, is essential with doing it. Like I think a lot of times people get in the business, and once it start getting tight, now you got to pull from your personal money to keep it open and all that. Yeah. That's your test to see if you really want that thing.
Right.
That's your test.
And not only that, but you got to realize. I think we get so, and I'm hoping we get away. We get so tied up in instant gratification. It takes years for a business to become successful. Business don't become successful because you post on Instagram today and tomorrow everybody wants your stuff. It takes years for that to happen. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it, man. I listened to this one brother. I forgot, man. I know he was do the ClickFunnels thing, but they here in Atlanta. I think he do like training or something like that. His wife was a fire chief or whatever. Mm-hmm. But anyway, he said he stopped to do his own thing, and 1 year was just struggling. Mm-hmm. Then a year and a half later, everything spiked. Mm-hmm. But that's the kind of thing, even like we talk about with this show, what would you be willing to do 2 or 3 years where you ain't making no money that you love doing? And a lot of times, I tell people, especially when you self-employed, the byproduct is money. And that's why I said, I'll tell you, I had a conversation with a family member. Mm-hmm. People bringing up to him, he wasn't making no money. Mm-hmm. You got to make money. They telling him, but they don't know that because they ain't never went down that road. Right. I ain't knocking nobody, but if a person ain't, it ain't the same. Well, again, if I got this safety net job, then I'm trying to do this business. Mm-hmm. But once you out here by yourself with your business, you got to be okay with, hey, this shit gonna be scary and all this kind of things. You want to, have this business and money is kind of getting scarce. Mm-hmm. That ain't necessarily, and again, your ship sinking or not. But once you want to go down this damn road, you're going to have them moments where you're going to second guess yourself. And man, I need to get me a job. I need to do this, that, and that. You're going to have them moments. But you also got to sit there and say to yourself, look, if I get this job, it's going to take away from 80% of my time. I'm going to be able to focus with this, with my dream. So it's a very... Entrepreneurship is a very frightening, lonely, scary walk. Mm-hmm. And if you want to go down that road with certain things, your passion, your love for it got to be overriding your fear of failing and losing and things like that. Again, whatever level you want to have. You want to have just, we talk about those 3 levels, just entry. I just got me multi-level marketing thing. Or I got me a couple of things, on the side in addition to my job. Or I want to go all the way in it. You got to be realistic. Whatever level you go into, can you get a proper commitment and make the proper sacrifices to be successful with it?
Be successful with it.
That's the key thing. Plan is everything, man. So those are my 10 things you got to do. 10 things you need to do before you start your business. Again, I will put the full list in its entirety on the in the description section of the YouTube channel. With doing it. Well, let me read them all over for you guys again. The first one is find your why. Why do you want to do this? Why you want to start your business? Write that business plan. Get that plan together. Some kind of roadmap or blueprint. Third is deciding that business structure: LLC, C corp, S corp. From that, make sure if you're not for sure what to do, you get proper advice in regards to what to do with that. Number 4, get that paperwork together. Make sure you're in compliance with everything. Got your I's dotted, T's crossed. Make sure you get, again, proper counsel. Make sure you're on the right path for what you need. Number 5, open up that bank account. Make sure you get set an appointment with that small business banker rep. Make sure you set an appointment up so you can tell them what you need to do, what you're trying to do, what kind of service they provide. Can they or can they not provide the things that you need with your particular business? Moving fast. Number 6, apply for all your license and permits. Don't get caught up, start spending money for stuff, then everything I get towed down and started back over because you didn't do all that stuff on the front end. Number 7, get that brand together. Who you want to sell to, who you want to deliver your products and services. Remember, you do not pay for or buy your products. So the people that actually do it, that's who you need to make happy. How you going to fund that business, how you going to get it together, be it loans, grants, borrows, savings, cashing in your retirement, however you want to do it. Make sure you find that out. Get that stuff together before you start your business. Number 9, where you want to decide on what that location, where you want to start up. Brick and mortar, virtual, mobile. Get all that stuff, the ideas together. It may evolve, it may change. Don't be afraid to prospect. Don't be afraid to experiment, but be realistic what you can and can't do. And most importantly, number 10, launch it out, get it started. Okay? Those are the 10 things you need to do before you start your business. I hope you guys enjoyed that information. With that said, guys, I'm going to open the floor up. The phone line is here. Feel free, give me a call. I'll give you guys about 10 minutes to give you a call if you got any call in regards to, business, entrepreneurship, funding, grants, things like that. I'm going to open the floor up. You feel free to give me a call if you got any question. The number here for the call-in is 678-740-9894. Again, the call-in number is 678-740-9894. Or you can put a question in the chat if you got a question in regards to anything business related. You got me on right now. So again, that's 678-740-9894. So we're going to hang on. And if I got any questions, feel free to drop your questions on me now. Or you can call in 678-740-9894. Anybody got any questions, Larry? Let me know.
Okay, I'll let you know. Let me say this. Rick, I wanted to. Sorry.
Good. Anybody on TikTok, anybody on Instagram got any questions they want to ask? Feel free. Facebook, YouTube, feel free to ask your questions. You ain't got to call in. You put it in the chat. If you want to call in, 678-740-9894.
We were talking about 20% fail the first 2 years. That's out of 5,044,748 businesses started in 2022. Small businesses started. So 20% of that is a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't know 5 million businesses start every year. They said on average there are 4.4 million businesses are started every year. 4.4 million.
Wow.
Every year.
Wow. Interesting.
Right.
Who? Well.
Slick say, what did he have to say about grants? He just wanted. What did you Slick say? What you had to say about grants?
The only thing I was saying about the grants, you can go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. We introduced, I think, 5 different grant opportunities for people to take advantage of. One big thing I do want to say about grants, the biggest reason people are not getting funded for these grants is compliance. The pandemic got everybody messed up. Everybody think they ask money. People ask about these startup grants and things like that. Remember, guys, you look at it from a common sense standpoint. No, I won't say common sense. I'm sorry, I don't mean that. But what I would just say from a logical standpoint, nobody's gonna give you money for no damn reason.
Right.
So, You know, when you just saying, "Hey, I'm here. Can y'all just give me money?" Nobody, no person, no bank, nobody give you money. So the government ain't gonna do the shit either, or no entity ain't. So what happens a lot of times? Grants are created theoretically to solve problems. So people come out of prison, disabled veterans, developing a community or whatever. You have to understand that you got to figure out a way to solve that problem to get awarded the grant, and craft your application accordingly. And a lot of times people don't want to do that, or they say you may have to have 3 people working, this much capital in the bank, you have this much experience and things like that. They're going to ask for that, just basic compliance, and people don't have that.
So you just got that letter be the one that hold a lot of people up.
That who?
That letter, that grant. You know, you have to write that grant, write a proposal.
Got write a proposal, and again, we're doing that. Still being able to make the deliverables. That's the other thing. What I mean by that is they may say if you say you're going to do community work, and they may want you to impact X amount of kids each year, X amount of homeless people, being able to sit here and show them a picture that we actually did have, 10 people, 10 kids in this class where we talked about mentoring. We was on the street and we counted 20 homeless people that we did feed. You got to make sure you hit on that, and I think a lot of times people miss on that compliance standpoint. So that's why I say you need to have more than one way that you're looking at bringing funding and things like that into your business in regards with that. But that was it for the grants. Anybody else got any questions?
I don't see
Nobody came in?
on Facebook and YouTube. Hope y'all don't see any questions.
Okay.
Been in and out, but they ain't said nothing.
Okay, cool. Well, listen, guy, like I said, if you came in late or anything like that, you felt like, hey, I missed out or missed some information, go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel, subscribe. Check out the show in its entirety. We also got over 700 other videos on the YouTube channel for you to take advantage of. We have a grants playlist with over 150 grant opportunities for you guys to take advantage of. Go to Mr. Short Dollar on YouTube. I promise you it'll change your life with all the information in regards to entrepreneurship, business, finance, all that kind of information is there. Free. So again, best of luck with you guys. Hope you enjoy the information we put out. We'll be on my other YouTube channel, Change Your Lives, next week. What's going on? Oh yeah. Happy Mother's Day to my mom and all your other moms out there. Enjoy yourself, and all you expecting moms. Enjoy your day, ladies. Take care. Love you. Talk with you soon. And I'm forgetting something. No, that's it. Be safe out there. Talk with you soon. All right.